Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is March 6th, 2022. So I wanted to talk about this story a few days ago when it happened, but I haven't had the time. So on March 2nd, the legendary comedian Johnny Brown passed away at the age of 84. He is remembered for his sitcom Good Times. He played the superintendent Nathan Bookman on that show. And he died a few days ago, but his daughter reported the news on March 4th, the 63rd day of the year. And notice this article was published at 8:40, like how he died at the age of 84. We know Jesuit order and Jesuit both equate to 84 in gematria. I was looking at the sitcom Good Time because this is way before my time. This show is from the 70s, so I came across one episode, and it was this one here because I was trying to watch some of the episodes to see if I see any black shaming rituals like they always do in these black sitcoms. And this is one of the episodes that I watched entirely. So it's called Florida Gets a Job, and I learned that this is the only episode that Gary Coleman made an appearance. You guys remember Gary Coleman, the child actor, legendary comedian as well. And I'm going to show you guys the synchronicity between the death of Gary Coleman and Johnny Brown. Their death seems to be connected around the same numbers, 63, the number that is used to shame black people time and time again. Because in gematria, racism is 63. This is why, people like Ronnie King was beat on March 3rd, which is the 63rd day of the year. People like Trayvon Martin was buried on March 3rd as well, the 63rd day, right? But let's cover Johnny Brown first. So he was born on June 11th, 1937, and his death was reported on March 4th, even though he died on March 2nd, which means his death was reported 266 days after his birthday, and we know that number connects to the Jesuit motto, Isis Hominum Salvator. 266 days is also 38 weeks. So his death is being reported 38 weeks after his birthday, which is also 266 days. And we know death, murder, killing, RIP are all 38, right? He died at the age of 84, which is a massive Jesuit order number, right? The Jesuit order is 84, like Jesuits. Notice his name has the numbers that connect to Freemasonry, another secret society. And the Jesuits and the Masons, they work together. They're pretty much the same thing, even though they claim that they're separate, Going back to the Good Times sitcom, one of the stars in that sitcom was also Janet Jackson. And Gary Coleman was not a member of that sitcom. He made one appearance. As for what I researched, he only won. He was only in one episode. But Janet Jackson was in a lot of episodes. And notice this: she was born on May 16th, and Johnny Brown's death was reported 293 days after her birthday, which is the 62nd prime number. We know Sacrifice is 62, which is also 73 days before her birthday, and Sacrifice is also 73. So it's clearly like they took this man out by the numbers, even though he died at the age of 84. It just shows you that old people do get sacrificed. You don't have to be young to go about his code. But notice, Sacrifice is 73. Johnny Brown, his death is being reported 73 days before Janet Jackson's upcoming birthday. And Sacrifice is also 62, and the 62nd prime number is 293, like how he died on Janet Jackson's 293rd day of her age. Right? So his death is connected to not only Janet Jackson, but also Gary Coleman, even though Gary Coleman only made one appearance on that episode. Now, look what they did with Gary Coleman. And we'll talk about, the number 63 in a second, and also number 99, because it connects it back to Johnny Brown. But let me just show you guys what they did with Gary Coleman in case you guys don't remember. So Gary Coleman, he died in 2010. They're saying that he died from natural causes. Supposedly he fell. I think he hit his head in the fall. So when they took him to the hospital, he passed away from his injuries, but The autopsy declared him dead from natural causes at the age of 42. That number is stamped on black people in a negative way. 42. Time and time again, we discussed 42 rituals when it comes to black celebrities. So he died at the age of 42. And he has this appearance in this all-black show titled Florida Gets a Job. And you notice here, it says the episode aired on October 7th, 1978. Look at this. Actually, no, that's not what it was. His date of death, he died on the day with 63 numerology. That's what I wanted to mention. And the name of the show equals 63. So the show didn't come out on the 63 numerology. His death came on a 63 day numerology. But the name of that episode, Florida Gets a Job, it equals 63. Just like racism. And Gary Coleman died on the day with 63 numerology. And the way that connects back to Johnny Brown is that Johnny Brown's death was reported on March 4th, which in non-leap years is the 63rd day of the year. You see that? See, Ronnie King was beat on March 3rd, but that year that he was beat, that was a leap year, which means that March 3rd was actually the 63rd day of the year because, again, it's a leap year, right? And also, Trayvon Martin was buried on that day, March 3rd. But on non-leap years, the 63rd day of the year is actually March 4th. And this is the day that Johnny Brown's death was reported, on the 63rd day of the year. And Gary Coleman, whose surname also equals, look at this, the name Coleman is 63, just like racism, and there's also 27. So you see that down here? 63 and 27 like racism. Gary Coleman died on the day with 63 numerology. And he was in that one episode which equals 63, right? Florida Gets a Job. And notice, look at this. Because they always use 63 and 99, right? So racism is 63 forwards, 99 in reverse. Johnny Brown, whose death was reported on March 4th, the 63rd day of the year, he was born on June 11th. And his death was reported 99 days before his birthday, on the 63rd day of the year. Racism is 63.99. You see that? It's just crazy how they do this stuff, man. And they do it again, time and time again, like around the same numbers, 63.99, 42, like the age that Gary Coleman passed away. And notice he was born on February 8th, Gary Coleman. And he died 257 days before his upcoming birthday. He died on May 28th, 2010. And of course, blood sacrifice is 257. So clearly, Gary Coleman did not die from no natural causes. He did not die because of no accident like they reported. This is all ritual. A ritual sacrifice. A blood sacrifice. And it just shows you. And then look at this article. It came out on March 8th, 2014. And this was 4 years after he died. But they released it on March 8th, on 3/8. Like, our death is 38, and murder is 83. And we just saw how Johnny Brown, he died 38 weeks after his birthday. See? He was born June 11th. If you measure to his upcoming birthday, it's 99 days, right? But if you measure to his last birthday, it's exactly 38 weeks. And, he died on March 2nd, but his daughter didn't release the news until March 4th. And remember, that date, March 4th, is written 3-4, like 34, like murders 34. And you know what else? His death, it came on the 61st day of the year, which is a very biblical number. Let me show you. They use 61 a lot with these Jesus-related rituals because it's the Jesuit order, the Society of Jesus, doing all this stuff. 61, very poor number to the church. Right? His name, John, is 61. Jesus is 61. Church, 61. So he dies on the 61st day of the year, but they reported on the 63rd. And another number that they like to use around these black celebrities is the number 44, right? Comedian is 44. The show that both of these men, Gary Coleman and Johnny Brown, started, it's called Good Times. Good Times at that 44 gematria. like kill and execution. African American has that 44 connection. We've seen so many 44 rituals with black people in the past. MLK died on April 4th. Malcolm X died on a 44 day numerology. The person that killed him, Thomas Hagen, his name is 44. Got 44 years in prison as well. So and for the cherry on the cherry on top, he also died on a Wednesday, Johnny Brown, and Wednesday is 44 as well. So yeah, I definitely wanted to talk about this stuff because this is a legendary comedian, Johnny Brown. And that show, Good Times, is a very iconic sitcom, especially in the black culture. But it's just amazing how they synced his death up with not only Janet Jackson, but they brought back the same numbers that they used with the death of Gary Coleman, who also died in a shaming ritual at the age of 42. Really? Sick stuff, you know? And then they code the name Coleman with 63 and 27 like racism. And then he makes his one appearance on his all-black show, which has the gematria of 63. And you notice the 144, Jesuit order is 144. And those are the people behind the deaths of both of these men. They're the ones behind the creation of these sitcoms. If you watch this episode, I actually linked it in my blog. I want you guys to watch it. Gary Coleman is 6 years old, supposedly, in this episode. This came out in 1978, and we just saw how he was born in 1968. So let's see. I guess he was 10, but for some reason earlier I see it's in the caption it say he was 6. But even if he was 10 years old, right? Let's say he was 10. If you watch this episode, he's flirting with the cast members in the episode. He's telling them how, you know, he'll do stuff to them sexually, and I'm like, what? He's 10 years old, but this is what the Jesuit order does to black people, right? Think about celebrities like R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, all these people who have a massive celebrity status, but yet they're portrayed as sexual predators. Michael Jackson is another one. And this is what they do. I mean, what is a 10-year-old? First of all, why is a 10-year-old even flirting? You're 10 years old. I guess he was 6 in this episode, but in real life he was 10. I guess that's what I read earlier in the caption. But still, even if he was 10, like it's just crazy. And think about what they did recently with Michael Jordan at the All-Star game, where he's patting Mary J. Blige's butt right while everybody's recording, making him look like a sexual predator, somebody that can't control himself. They do this all the time with black celebrities, man. Stuff is sick, yo. And then on top of all that, they kill him around the same numbers, right? Dead at 42. Jesus Christ. So this is what I was talking about. He died on the day with 63 numerology, Gary Coleman. Remember, the name Coleman is 63 and 27, like racism. And we just saw how this guy's death was reported 63 days, on the 63rd day of the year, 99 days before his birthday. Our friend Johnny Brown. So rest in peace to both of these men. It's just unfortunate what they do to us, man. It's just unfortunate. But again, I don't feel bad for these people. I feel bad for the people who are not aware, because this is impacting our culture. These people, I don't feel bad for them because they sold out. These people definitely know what's going on, but they wanted the fame and fortune. They don't care about their own kind. But the people who this is in fact affecting is our everyday people who are not aware. You know, black people are portrayed as these sexual predators, even though you meet your average black person doesn't behave this way. But this is how they portray us on TV. Because the people who we idolized, all these comedians who make us laugh, you know, they're the ones doing all these sexual crimes to women. There's going to be no reason why a 10-year-old is saying anything sexual in a sitcom. I don't find that funny. But I'll leave it there. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everybody. And again, rest in peace to Johnny Brown, Gary Coleman, and everybody else that we'll talk about in the future. How you doing, Arena? Thank you for joining us. Shout out to you from Melbourne. How you doing, Susan Lewis? Thank you for joining us. Guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Peace.